I am copying everything that's been put onto this whiteboard. I also have digital photos of all of this, but it is nice to have just a file folder full of sketches and solution sets on hand in a hard copy form in case, you know, phone goes dead in the middle of reconstructing a puzzle or something. So this is a puzzle we're calling the star map. There is basically it's a coordinate system. This will just be a 6 foot by 6 foot wall of stars that will have just a little lattice work on top of it. So everything's divided into foot by foot grids, and there will be a grill cipher. And it's a big piece of wood that they'll take out and have handles to it, and they'll have to slot it into any of these squares. But depending on how they orient the piece, it might give them a different set of stars to show through the thing. We want them to care about that. We want them to get 3 sets of coordinates. Star map is gamed out. Figure that out. I just sort of did a random assortment after I selected my correct ones, and none of them popped up again, just because the math just works out. It's too difficult to recreate them if you're just sort of doing them randomly. You wouldn't think so. You think, okay, I've only got a 4x4 grid, a dot is either on or off, but it's a ridiculous amount of combinations you can do. Math is cool. Which is something I wish I had figured out in 8th grade. It would have made my school life a lot better. But yeah, that's the math on that one. Okay, so here's my question. It's a giant paint job. It's a mural. Yeah, it's a mural. So in that case, what does that look like? Is it more of a cartographical map? Like, is it blue, like dark blues and swirls and
my first sort of thing is to lean into the hermetics part of it, in where it's flat and everything's a little distorted.
Yeah.
But it's like make the map itself an artifact and print it on canvas, and then the grill or the stuff goes on top.
There is something that for this scale, I don't know, a giant canvas print is going to feel artificial to me. So all of the puzzles need to come from a narrative place that makes sense. So they have to be, the character has to be considered. Who made this thing? Why did they make it? In what context? When was it made compared to what's made around it?
Is this just his notes, or is this an already existing artifact?
I thought that this is him mapping out the star rift that is right to the right of them.
All right,
or to the left. It's like that was always the justification for me. The rift opened, and amongst everything else, he's been peering into it and trying to map out the star constellations, because they're constellations.
So that informs the aesthetic. It's a technical drawing.
Don't want it to be like a blueprint. Like, I don't want it to. I really don't.
Okay, so it's at this point we're finding aesthetics or finding style pieces.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering if if we go one direction or another, does that change the way, for example, the grill cipher needs to be made?
Right.
The whole thing is like one interconnected, intricate piece. So if we decide to change the parameters of one puzzle, that might affect 4 other things, right? If this puzzle now requires a new object to be used to unlock it, okay, well that means the thing that I made to hide this piece earlier on, that doesn't work anymore. Now I've got to recreate that. If I'm recreating that, then what are the interactables that are used to unlock that thing? Do those need to be recontextualized? Probably, but it's just one of those things where we go, oh, it would make a cooler moment. Now we're gonna do it. Like, I want to make them now, and I want to make the moments cool. So we're not gonna. I don't want to cut corners on craft or storytelling. If there's a clear choice that can be made, we can make happen.